and I'm going to be redoing this now because I completely messed it up. The first book I'm excited to get into is Cinderella is Dead, and this is kind of a retelling, not retelling, but it's like a continuation telling of what we know to be Cinderella, the kingdom that she existed in, and about the now young girls who are in that space in that time. So this is about a queer teen that is in the same world as Cinderella 200 years after Cinderella has passed on and is dead. And they have a ball, just like in the original story, where the young girls are then matched with some man that they are supposed to marry. Our main character is not interested, does not want to, and yet she is forced to go to this ball. And when she goes to this ball, things go awry and she is on the run for her life. I am very interested, one, in this story because the cover is just everything. I absolutely love it. But two, because I'm interested to see what has transpired since Cinderella and what rules and in what way does this now society function, because what we think of Cinderella's beautiful, cute Disney type story seems to be a nightmare based on what other people have done and created around her existence. I also love that there is a queer character here, and I feel like this is going to be action-packed, like there are going to be some elements of action. I don't know that there is any magic. I haven't seen that so far, so we'll have to see, because we had a little bit of, you know, bippity boppity boop and Cinderella, so I'm kind of wondering if they added any elements of that in here or if they're completely doing without. So I'm excited to read this, so please let me know if you've read this, if you have your opinion on whether or not it was a good continuation, how there are linked things. I love when there are breadcrumbs. I love when there are mentionings of things that had to do with Cinderella, or if it's really like, look, Cinderella did, the only thing that connects this story to that is the ball, and that's it. I'm interested to see how the author goes about in creating that world and that atmosphere. Cinderella is Dead. I'm super excited to get into this one. Our next one, Dial A for Aunties, Jessie Q. So I have not read this. My husband has, and he was laughing and kicking his feet up and just having a great old time reading this. So this is about our main character. She accidentally kills her blind date and contacts her mom, and her mom contacts her messy aunties, and so her aunties come to the rescue and chaos ensues. I've talked about this book before, but again, I have not had the moment to read it, but I'm super glad I have it because my husband was like 10 out of 10, and I believe they're also coming. This is either going to be a show or it's going to be a movie. It's in the process, so that's exciting as well. But he liked it so much that I found the second book, which is For Aunties and a Wedding. So it's humorous, it's considered like a mystery, but it sounds like fun, it sounds chaotic, it sounds just like there's a lot going on, and you're either laughing, crying, or stressed out with everyone, which is my type of book. I love that. I love to feel like I'm part of the story as well. So I'm excited to read from this author. Dial A for Aunties, definitely I'm looking forward to getting to. I gotta fix my nail, y'all. Hold on. Alright, our next one. I saw this and was like, let me give this a chance. I've never heard of it before, but it's called Girls of Paper and Fire. This is a trilogy, and what it is about is there is a girl, I think her name is Lee, and she is from an oppressed paper caste. She is taken to the palace to become a king's consort, where she falls in love and becomes entangled in a plot that threatens her world. I just love this. It says, in my land we're known as paper girls, easily torn, existing only for others to use and discard. But there's something they've all forgotten about paper. It can light the world on fire and make it burn. I mean, I'm here for it. It looked good. I was at half-price bookstores and I was like, hey, I don't know what this is about, but I'm gonna buy it. So I'm excited. I almost got the third book, and then I was walking around a little bit more, thank goodness, and I was like, wait a second, maybe I didn't get the first book. Let me Google it. And I put the third book back and I got the first book. So I'm glad to know that that specific store has the third, and I believe it had the second one. I don't know, but this sounds really, really good. I'm all about, you know, female empowerment and lighting stuff on fire, because why not? Okay, this next one is I Had That Same Dream Again, and this is by an author who I read her manga, loved it. Like, I was obsessed, and I was like, I want to read everything she has. This is about a grade schooler who is given the assignment in class to find out what happiness means. And so she goes and talks to 3 different people. She talks to an unhappy girl who engages in self-harm. She talks to an older lady who knows she's at the end of her days, and then she talks to a woman that has been ostracized by society. And it sounds like a story of reflection, self-discovery, connection, and just understanding and seeing life from different people's point of views. I love stories like that. The manga that I did read from her was I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. It was a beautiful story, beautiful manga, loved it. And so I feel like the way just from that this will have me probably in tears, having me question my life, and having me just sitting in the corner contemplating life. And I don't know about you, but I love stories that do that. Make me think, make me shift my life, make me see things in a new light than I had before. Please, please, and thank you. So I'm excited to read this light novel. All right, so this next one, Black Sun. I have had this on my TBR forever and a day, and so I'm really glad I got to snag this. So this story is inspired and created in a world that it was inspired by pre-Columbian Americas, where warring clans have like maintained this peace, but it's like a thin and very fragile peace that they do have. And so there's a specific time where they have this celebration. It's during the winter solstice. But what happens is this specific year, there is a solar eclipse, which is considered very, very rare. And because of that solar eclipse, well, chaos ensues. What was is not, and what was built is. So I'm excited for this one. All right, the next one is one that has also been on my TBR since the beginning of my TBR. It is like one of the first of many pages that I have, and it is The Gilded Ones. This is also part of a series. This is set in a West African inspired kingdom called Otera, where women are a woman's worth is determined by her blood, the type of blood she has. And we learn that this is all set in kind of a patriarchal society, kingdom. And our main character discovers that when she bleeds blood during a ritual. So she's like, oh, snap, I didn't know that. Unfortunately, because she bleeds gold, she is warranted as like an outcast and impure. And so she is later on go to fight for the emperor in an army full of girls just like her that have certain gifts. I don't know, I'm excited to see if she realizes her power. If she realizes, and the other girls in the army realize their power, because my mind already was like, girl, if you bleed gold and you have powers, but you're impure Girl, it's probably because they're scared of you. That is probably because they're scared of you. Therefore, you have more power than you realize you have, and you can wield it and do what you need to do to get your people and everybody else where they need to be. See what happens when ensues. On the back it says outcast by blood, warriors by choice. Love it. Oh yeah, there is one other book. It's called The Merciless Ones. So let me know if the second book does as well as this next one. We have the Guncle, which has also been on my TBR since the very beginning, so it's nice to have it in my grasp. And so this one is definitely about family, it's about loss, it's funny. This is about a former sitcom star. His name is Patrick, our main character, and all of a sudden he is given full custody of his niece and nephew when his sister all of a sudden tragically passes away. And so this is the journey of him becoming a parent, being a single guy, going straight into parenthood. It sounds like, again, there is a lot of shenanigans, lessons learned, heartfelt moments, tears, laugh, joy. And I am so here for it. There is this underlining lesson of them, him, his niece, and his nephew together learning and redefining what family is, and also going on a healing journey and what healing looks like as well. And so I think this is going to be a good book. I think it is going to be bittersweet. It is going to be heart-moving, heartwarming, bittersweet, all of those things. So I'm really looking forward to diving into the Guncle. All right, before I get into our very last one, don't forget, you guys, I'm not on social media as I was before, so if you would like to see what I'm reading in real time and also my comments, because I am starting to get more active in it, please make sure that you are following me on Fable. I will have a QR code somewhere on the screen. Future Ashley will definitely put it there. And you can follow me. You can see what I'm currently reading, what I've already finished. You can also see my reviews. I'm working on making them more robust. Other than being like, this was an awesome book, it made me laugh, you should read it. So if you would like to be on that journey with me and see my my books, what I'm reading, my graphic novels that I'm constantly going through and giving ratings to as well, please make sure you're following me on Fable. I will put that somewhere over here and in the description box below. And also, if you are seeing any books that you're like, oh my gosh, yes girl, I also list every book that I've talked about, read, discussed, etc. in my bookshop.org page. There is a QR code somewhere on the screen for that as well, and the link will be in the description box, and there you can find my graphic novel books, my cozy books, my self-help books that I've read, or nonfiction books as well. This right here, The Miracles of the Namiya General Store. This book right here, I'm very, very, very excited for. A heartwarming story about three delinquents in a botched robbery, and they end up hiding in this general store, and it's abandoned, it's old, and somehow they inadvertently end up giving advice to people from the past through letters. And I have no idea how it works. I have no idea, but it sounds magical. It sounds interesting, because I also want to hear about this robbery, which y'all do. Why did it not work out? So this is a translated work. I will put somewhere on here like the author and what original language it was in, and anything with time magic, I am the person. This also kind of sits right with me for the Until Your Coffee Gets Cold book. That was also, there was like it was magic, but not really magic. It was like time travel. I love that kind of stuff, so I'm super excited. With that being said, these are the books that I am looking forward to jumping into. I'll see you in the next one.